The latest display of rank crudity and puffed up self-importance by Everald Warmington is no laughing matter. Thank you for joining us again for this, the 70th episode of the Frankly Speaking Jamaica podcast. Please like and share and subscribe. We welcome your comments too on the channel. Winnie Anderson Brown has a laugh for laugh's sake, and Desmond Richards returns to the Constitution. Here first, though, is my commentary, frankly speaking. The buffoonery, pomposity, and pretensions of monarchical privilege displayed last week by Everald Warmington is not something to laugh about, whether out of embarrassment or in a dismissive way. Frankly speaking, if anything, it is a moment for contemplation just how someone like Warmington could continue to behave the way he does, using every opportunity to show lack of civility and disrespect to Jamaicans, insulting us at every turn, and still be representing the government of Jamaica. Just in case you have not seen the video yet, nor are you aware of the latest circumstances, here's a brief telling. Mr. Warmington, as Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth, is effectively the Minister of Works responsible for roads. He has been going on various tours at the invitation of members of Parliament who really want roads to be fixed in their constituencies. Of course, roads are in a deplorable state all over the country. I was about to list some of the worst of them that I know, but that would take the full program. Anne-Marie Vaz, the MP for East Portland, under pressure over several needs in her constituency, invited Mr. Warmington as part of her efforts to get some road work done. He plans a tour. They stop at Cornwall Mountain, where the roads are as bad as anywhere in the Fellowship Division, which has been without a councillor since 2020. Businessman Curtis Anthony Bell is seeking to represent the PNP in the division and in the constituency of East Portland. He turns up at the location where the tour party is. There are in the party executives from the National Works Agency, NWA, who arrive in at least 3 NWA vehicles. There is security detail in at least 2 other vehicles. There are reporters from at least 4 media houses and a sprinkling of other people. Mr. Warmington, who is there to, let us say, decide that the NWA must take on that work now, or to pull the purse strings for this place, is surreptitiously advised of Mr. Bell's presence, and he almost froths at the mouth. So here again is a bit of it. Remember, frankly speaking, there was no provocation of King Everald.
No, it's a government of Jamaica tour. Yes, but not you. You tour with the parish council. So I am following. No, you don't follow my tour. I'm a tour with, you see, it's a political tour. Right, and it's a government, so I want to know what is happening. Not recognize. Hold on. Caretaker not recognize something. I am a citizen of Jamaica. I want to know what is happening. You hear me? Caretakers are not recognized in the Constitution of Jamaica. I don't know about caretaker. I'm a citizen of this country. Well, and I have interest in this. Keep your interest to yourself. No. And your yard. No. Don't come on my interest. Don't come on my tour. May I share my interest? I don't want you to hear. I'm here with the member of Parliament. That's enough. Well, I am here. You see the council to me? I am here. Me not tour with council. Tour with the mayor. I am here. All right, tour with the mayor. I am here. So wait, who invited you? Only chink, laugh and fly when you invite you. Well, guess what? You know who you invite. So if you invite me as well, you invite you. Chink. No. It's a government of Jamaica tour. Yes, but not you. You tour with the parish council.
Now, the absolute stupidity of the comments King Everald makes is hard to digest, even if it was he who was crowned king last Saturday. On what basis, on what authority does Mr. Warmington tell a Jamaican citizen that he cannot be out there walking around with his political representatives and public employees from the NWA on the tour. On what basis? On the public thoroughfare that belongs to the people of Jamaica? The man, Mr. Bell, is not seeking to enter any vehicle owned by Mr. Warmington. He's not seeking recognition from Mr. Warmington. And we saw nothing to suggest he was seeking a little let-off. Then look at the body language of Mr. Warmington. Listen to his description of this as my tour. And keep your interest to yourself. You'll have to wonder what might happen in a dark alley. Frankly speaking, Mr. Warmington doesn't know the difference between being a representative of the people and being a king. Frankly speaking, that role belongs to the people of Jamaica. And for now, he, King Everald, is part of the persons, those persons in whose care it falls. That's all. I've never been able to understand, and frankly speaking, never at all, why we have to send out politicians to make decisions about what really is technical work involved here. For example, in roads, the road need repairs. We have the NWA and the local superintendent of works for the parochial roads with the expertise and technical teams and competence to determine the works and provide estimates. Why can't they make the decisions? Why do we have to send out a politician on a tour? To do what? We are in our 61st year of independence and we can't even think straight and display manners to our fellow Jamaicans. And we talk about the Constitution. Long live King Everald. Here now is Desmond Richards.
Well, I am obliged to continue the discussion on the constitutional reform. There are a number of fundamental issues facing the Jamaican people. And based on our experience, we need a lot of clarity. In Jamaica, we are accustomed to the parliamentary system of government. We are not accustomed to the Republican system of government. The other thing that I know is on our minds is, having lived with the parliamentary system of government since 1944, I know there is a lot of thinking, a lot of debate, that it's time for us to change the system. But in doing so, we must educate ourselves about the presidential system. Now, when you look in the world and you look at the presidential system, one of the questions that should be on our minds is, for example, when it comes on to abuse of power and corruption, which of the two systems you will find these two incidents where you will find more corruption and abuse of power? Now, when you look at what we have in front of us, we need some more information. The people must be told, the people must be educated on these two systems so that the people will have a better understanding. Now, one of the things that we can bear in mind, that we can have a republic without a formal head of state. So we don't need an executive presidency. We don't need an executive president in our republic, because we must remember it is costing taxpayers now hundreds of millions to maintain the Governor General and King's House. Now, we must take action in order to save some of that money. So we don't necessarily have to have a ceremonial head of state in our republic. And what are the powers of the president versus the prime minister? So while we want the changes and we are anxious for changes, we need to examine what exists in the presidential world compared with the parliamentary world before we make that decision. We need the information, because I am very sure that the majority of the Jamaican people are not aware of the presidential system.
That's Desmond Richards, journalist and founder of Rebel Radio Jamaica. And now, Winnie Anderson Brown.
The first Sunday in May is World Laughter Day, and this is celebrated in over 70 countries around the world. At this time, we bring about awareness as to the healing, wonderful, connecting benefits of laughter, not in response to a joke or because we have a sense of humor. We do laughter as an exercise. We do not get enough of the health benefits of laughter by laughing occasionally. Therefore, it is important to practice laughter to make sure we get the health benefits of laughter. And remember this, we cannot laugh and fight at the same time. In making a fist and fighting, or even to pull a trigger, the muscles must be taut, pun intended. So when the muscles relax, we laugh and we have fun together. On World Laughter Day 2023, let us enjoy the gift of laughter. Those who laugh together last together.
That's Winnie Anderson Brown, educator and health facilitator. Thank you for sharing this, the 70th episode of the Frankly Speaking Jamaica podcast. Please subscribe to the channel. It's easy, and please share with your friends. On behalf of Winnie Anderson Brown and Desmond Richards, I'm Franklin McKnight. Until then.